Hi guys, been a little while. Just been doing some music today. This is hopefully going to go into my songwriting playlist where I've spoken about the modes. I'll quickly skip over them just in a minute, the modes in a minute, then we'll get onto modal interchange and how to use it. And anybody I'm teaching how to suck eggs, move on, don't worry about it. It's just for the guys who don't, might help them with their songwriting stuff and stuff. So modes, then modal interchange, just a minute on modes. Quick recap, so we got C to C. If we play all the notes, all the white notes on the keyboard, that gives us an Ionian sound. We play a C in the root and we'll play all the notes. If we started on the D and played all the notes through to a D with a D drone, that would give us a D Dorian sound. Same if we started on the E with a drone, E drone, played all the notes, that would give us a Phrygian sound. We can derive chords from the C major scale. So if we started on the second, take the D, we could go 1, 2, 3, take the F, 4 and 5, take the A. First, third and fifth, that would give us a D minor triad. Boom. Same with all the other chords. So it would give us 7 different sounds, 7 different chords. Those chords would be C, D minor, E minor, F, G7, A minor, B diminished flat 5, B diminished, and a C. We could play all of those notes over those chords. All the different chords and stuff like that. But you've already got 7 chords to play with in 7 different modes to play with, and that can be a little bit boring if you're songwriting and you come up with, well, I use C, A minor, F and G. We can spice it up with modal interchange. What we can do is we can do exactly what I've just shown you with the modes, but we can use modal interchange in exactly the same thing. All we need to know is the whole steps and half steps between modes. It's worth noting that we pick out the whole and half steps from starting on these different ones. So if we were playing E Phrygian here, we know it's a half step, a whole, a whole, a whole and a half, and so on and so forth. So we can actually write down the whole steps and the half steps, and then if we're in the key of C, we can figure out what C Phrygian is, because we're just looking at it. C Phrygian, half step. So we've already got a different note, which isn't in the C major scale. We've changed to C Phrygian, and we've got a D flat or C sharp. So that would be a half step, a whole step, half step, whole step, and a whole step. Bum, 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 bum. So let's take that one, and let's take the first, the third and the fifth out of that C Phrygian, starting on the second note of C Phrygian. Hope that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives us a C sharp major chord. So let's try and tie that in with our chord progression. C, A minor, C sharp, funky. There you go. That's given us a different sound already. C, A minor, C sharp major, to a C major, C sharp major 7th, to a C major 7th. Let's try another one. Let's go C Dorian. So we'll start it on the C now. And what's the Dorian shape? Dorian shape is a whole step, a half step, a whole step, a whole step, a half, and a whole. So let's take the first, the third and the fifth, and we'll take it from the third note in D Dorian. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives us a D sharp or an E flat major. So let's see if we can use that. Let's see if we can use, we'll try and use both chords. We'll use that that D sharp major and the C sharp major. So we're in C major. There you go, C. That's pretty much all it is we're playing in the key of C, we change the root mode and we derive notes from that root mode instead. Let's try another random one. Let's try Mixolydian and we'll see what we get. So root, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step and a whole step. We'll take that note, which is A sharp. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. So there's our third note, which is a D, and 5. That gives us an A sharp major. We've derived it from the C Mixolydian scale, and we've derived it from the 7th note in the C Mixolydian scale. We've taken the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th, and it's given us a A sharp major. So now we've got a lot of notes outside of the C major scale. You can go too far with it, but let's give it a whirl. To a D minor, to a C sharp major 7th, to a C major 7th, to an A sharp, to a C, to a D sharp. So again, so I went in and out of that then, but it's handy just to write all of these chords down. You don't need to memorise them. You'll never memorise. There's so many different potential chords that you could use in different ways. I'm just giving you the means to be able to pick them out and have a little play around. So yeah, so from that we used a few different modes in the key of C, and we took some different notes out of that, took the 1st, the 3rd and the 5th, managed to get some chords, and that is modal interchange. That gives you some different chordal progressions. I'm just editing down the video, guys, and I'll probably cut back into that one, but there was something else that I didn't touch on, which is when you go into a different mode, don't forget that you're in a different mode, which means that you can go somewhere else. You don't have to go back to the root C major. If we were in C and then we played those ones that we took out of it, what is the Ionian of C Phrygian? So it is, Phrygian is the 3rd mode, so we'd come back 2 whole steps, A flat major. So now we're in C minor. Now we've got a C minor chord, so once you step outside into that modal interchange, there is a way where you can then stay in that modal interchange and use the chords from those modes. You see, so you go somewhere else again, and I love that. It's to fool the listener. You know, there's little subtle ways of doing it, but you can dip in and out of different modes. You can take it anywhere. But anyway, back to the video. It's up to you to kind of put your own flair on it and different bits and pieces, and just experiment. Music's just a big experiment. When you're playing those different chords, all you got to do is know how you derived it and then play that mode. So I derived that one out of this A sharp. I derived that out of C Mixolydian. So we just play C Mixolydian over it. So we're playing in C Ionian, and then C Mixolydian, to a C Ionian. Oh, sorry. Getting tongue twisted now. Can you see all those dots there and all that? Just map out your guitar neck with an Ionian scale in whatever key you want, and then just it's always best just to have it all written down, because I don't know, at the minute there I've got C minor. I've got C minor scale, so I can derive chords out of that. I've got different shapes that I can see, you know, different bits and pieces, and there's no way that I'm going to know all of the modes that, or all the different chords that I could play relative to that C minor, the way we've explained it. So it's good just to write down scales, map them out, find shapes. If you're on a keyboard, you know, if you're doing two, if you're playing guitar and then you're playing the keyboard, just get the stars and just line it up with the little dots. Just line it up a C minor scale, and then boom, you got these chords. You chuck all those notes, as long as they're relative, you chuck it all together, and just got to see what works. So that's the tool to Modal Interchange. Hope you find it useful. I've banged on enough. I'll see you soon, because I've got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of projects. I've been a busy bee with work though as well. I've done a lot of hours, so I haven't been able to do what I wanted to do. I'll stop dripping. See you later, boys and girls.